This is the Chief and Shawn show, and we are live in the 405.
We're not live, but we are back.
We're live.
No, we're not. We are back.
And we're live.
Weekly, not live.
We're sort of live.
Okay, to everyone listening, or,
the people who are listening.
the few that listen, here's the deal. Speed Society is going to be hosting all of these podcasts. You're going to be seeing a ton from these guys. How big are they, Shawn?
It's the biggest automotive website in the world, and, they got a lot of cool shit.
Yeah, we're stoked to be working with guys like that for sure. Anytime we can align ourselves with other huge automotive people, this is perfect. So,
also, stop listening now and go and like it and comment on it, and the sooner you do that, hopefully, the more podcast episodes you'll hear.
yeah, the Crow 405, Murder Nova, Midwest Streetcars. Like it, comment on us, tell us who you are, tell us why you listen to it. Keep this going, please. There are people that don't want this to keep going.
Yeah, there's people right now trying to put an end to this. They don't want us on the air.
And we got guys like Speed Society that want to help us keep it going. So
welcoming us.
Let's do it. Rock and roll. Help everybody out.
And while you're there, check it out. Their website's awesome.
Okay, Tuesday.
I'm not real sure if it's Tuesday or not, but we're in here.
Hang on, let me check my calendar. It's Tuesday.
Wow.
On every Tuesday.
Shane is with us in the meth shack.
Yep.
Hello.
Shane's happy. Shane's stoked.
He should.
He's got every right to be.
He
We're
should.
proud of him.
Yeah,
So-
in case you live under a rock or you don't keep up with the illegal street racing scene.
Allegedly.
Shane
Allegedly.
allegedly went to the finals of the biggest illegal street race in the United States.
Yes.
And
This is what we're leading off with?
No,
We're
we'll
gonna do
talk
this first?
about all that. No, we're just got to say why he's here.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
We don't want people to think he's just hanging out with us.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
here for a reason.
We had to get him. We had to get him. If you do something spectacular, you're going to be on the show every Tuesday.
Yeah.
We're going to have somebody spectacular
It's like
on the
David
show.
Letterman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Most of the
I
time,
don't
it's
know.
me and you that does the spectacular thing, so
Right.
we don't really ever have anybody in here.
No, usually
it's just us.
You're in here because you're awesome, or I'm in here because I'm awesome.
That's right. Spectacular.
Well, this time I'm awesome.
Spectacular.
This time,
you are spectacular.
you're
sir.
awesome, and you're in here.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
So last night on the show that we
I'm gonna go ahead and say it.
Yeah.
You don't have to say that part on Street Outlaws.
Yeah, Street
on the Discovery Channel.
Outlaw.
That show,
Last night on the show was a wild one.
It was
a wild
crazy.
episode.
But what is even wilder is it didn't show all the wildness.
You couldn't contain all the wild.
It would have been a 3-hour show.
Anytime that you do anything with JJ the Boss, you can just turn the cameras on and film nonstop, and you'll end up with 3 weeks worth of footage.
It would
you
make
can't
good
have.
TV. Yes.
Right. So there were so many things that didn't make it. And, watching the show, because we don't get to see it before it airs, we watch it just when everybody else watches it. And watching the show, man, phew, there was a lot that didn't make the show that I wanted it to. But then again, I'm thinking, like, well, what could you cut out?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there's a lot that you
I
couldn't
felt like
cut
that was a
out.
good episode
was-
last
it was
night.
good.
Definitely the best of the season.
It was Memphis versus 405. And we
They
had never done this before.
definitely bulked up.
We had never done this before. We had never actually raced anybody where we took our whole top 10 list and raced their whole top 10 list. Well, really, because there's nobody out there that legit street races and has a top 10 list.
Yes.
So these guys, they're legit. They're the real deal. And what sucks is that because we're on the show, we have certain courtesies that we have to give to the production crews. You know what I mean? Like, there's no contract that says that we can't do certain things. Everybody thinks, oh, they're under contracts. There's under contracts. Show me the contract. I don't have a contract that says I can't do certain things or whatever. Like, that's all stupid.
Nope.
can't drop the F-bomb.
Right.
Or we can't race in a real cash days because of our contracts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, there's
You
no
know, come
contract
on.
that says that crap.
Because if there was, we wouldn't sign that motherfucker.
Exactly.
You know why? Because we're fucking stupid.
We wipe our ass with it.
Yep.
They don't pay us enough money to give a shit anyway. So, but before the race, that spot that we're using, that's the spot that we street race on. We do some illegal shit there, but for the most part, we race there for the show. If we were to get caught out there illegally, there's a good chance that the show would get in trouble for that.
And quit letting us use it.
and we would have to you go somewhere else. And so, you know, we give some courtesies to the production crew. So we try to be nice and not go out there and hit that spot all the time.
Yeah, and piss the cops off.
And piss the cops off, because then the production crew gets mad at us because we can't film anything. So it sucks because, like, it's no shit, man. Those guys were out there testing illegally on that spot for weeks.
Yeah.
For weeks. That's never really happened. Like, because the only time that happens is, you know, when you race real dudes. And it's rare that we get to race real guys anymore, but man.
Just like when we go out of town.
When we go out of town,
we can't blame them for doing it because that's the exact same shit that we do when we go out of town. We find out where the road is or a road that, you know, looks really close to it and make passes.
I mean, I started thinking about it. There's only a few people in the past that have hit that spot before race night illegally out of town. John Doe, I know, did. Doe.
Yes, he did.
John Doe hit that spot before we raced them out of town one time when they came here from for whatever big race there was. John Doe made some hits on that road illegally. You know what I mean? That's cool. But Memphis was out there hitting it, and we're filming nonstop, so it's hard for us to even get out there. And we're sitting here and just whimpering like little puppies because we know that Memphis is out there on the spot testing, and we're not out there testing. It was crazy to know that they're that fucking real.
Yeah, to know that we're sitting here working on our cars, sitting at the house, whatever it is that we're possibly doing, knowing right now Memphis is at our spot.
And so when we go to that race, it's very rare that we've gone to the race on our road that, you know, that we don't have the upper hand.
Yeah, not as prepared as somebody else.
So those guys made more hits on that road than we did before the race. You know what I mean? I mean,
now, we're not saying that every single car went out there all weekend.
No, I'm just saying that,
but all for a month.
I heard that a bunch of guys were out there a few times. And so
I did. I heard JJ got busted.
Yeah, and we can't get pissy or talk shit or do anything because why weren't we doing it? You know what I mean? Like that's that road's a public road,
and it's been there for a long time.
It's been there for years. So, you know, that's just like we tell everybody all the time. Hey, man, why didn't you test on it?
Yep.
That road was open 7 days a week. Why didn't you test on it? So it was pretty cool though because it added something to the deal that I don't think that they emphasized on enough in the show. That, you know, those guys were in our fucking backyard while we were asleep.
Shit.
And they were fucking, you know.
Well, not only that, but they drove 7 hours to be in our backyard.
Yeah, that's how crazy they are. They drove 7 hours just to come here and test on our road.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
Like, not just once.
That's cool. Much respect for those dudes, for real. And they showed it. Their cars were a lot different this time. It wasn't the same group of cars that we raced last time. So, and it's weird taking the whole top 10 list because you know that some of your guys aren't prepared, and you know that some of your guys aren't ready for this, and you know that you got to take them anyway because they're on your top 10 list. So we're not used to that either. We're used to taking 5 or 6 of the best we got.
But there's always a surprise. There's always a surprise of somebody that you think isn't going to have their shit together who does really good, and then there's somebody that you think is going to have their shit together and do really good, and then they shit show.
Yeah.
You know, so that's
yeah, you guys ever met Shane?
Nothing.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Nothing is a guarantee. I mean, Shane went out there last night and whipped that fucking Pro Mod truck's ass. That looked like fucking Larry Larson's truck with a different paint job.
It did. Yeah. It was so many funny, so much funny, so much funny. The guys from Memphis, damn, the accents and the voices and the eyes and shit. Mm-hmm. That water's shallow down there.
Yep.
He said, I knew he's done do real good for Memphis and JJ the boss, and I just wanted to get out there and let the old Camaro do work and give me some sweet tea, and then hopefully I can hit some of them pills on the way home if we got any left. Jesus.
any win you get against the OKC boys is a good win.
You know, all them boys from the 405
Stop,
is
my
fast.
side hurts.
All of them's fast. You win on any of them, you're doing good. You really is.
Sound like Gomer Pyle.
You know, them boys really got their shit together, and we're just out here playing in their backyard, you know. And it was just over and over, and I was like, they all talk and sound the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, but it was, goddamn. And then the one old boy, I mean, I'm just going to say it. I get it if you can't see over your hood scoop. That does happen.
Yep.
Yeah,
but it doesn't fucking happen when you're in the right lane.
No. I mean, not. Not any hood scoop I've seen.
You know, I just couldn't see over my hood scoop because the flashlight was too low. What were you driving from the passenger seat? Man. It was
a right-hand drive.
It was a right-hand drive. But goddamn, it left hard. Fucking
It
wheels
did.
were up. That red
It did.
Camaro left like a motherfucker.
It did.
Yep.
It's a good thing Ryan had his shit together because that fucking red Camaro, it made a lick.
Ryan made a pretty good pass.
Yes, he did. He did.
That old boy came over to me after the race, and he was just happy to be there. Like you're
I'm
saying,
just
right?
happy to be here with the 405 on the Street Outlaws show.
And
I just want to represent for Memphis, Kansas.
You shake your hand.
yeah, he seemed like a good dude, man. Just
That's
like
cool.
you can't say anything else. He was happy to fucking be there.
Yeah.
So
And the dude with the C4, just gold. That guy is good as can be. He beat Monza, but still didn't talk no shit about him or nothing. And then Monza gets on there and goes,
It's
I know
hard-
my shit's faster than that pile. You know what I
it
mean?
sucks losing to a car that shouldn't even come close to me. Which hey, that car did well this last weekend.
Oh,
I know a
man.
guy who's sitting in the room with us right now that put him out.
Yeah, that cat, that C4 and vet, good looking.
It did well.
Yep, it
Yeah,
did
in
well
cash days it did well,
until he got up next to Shane and Bob.
Everybody did
And
well until they
fucking-
got up next to Shane and Bob. You know what I mean?
Baron fucking seen the road. He put a tune in that bitch and
Yeah, he had that.
went right down that deal.
Jesus.
Man, he's
Shane has somebody that talks to him while he drives.
All right.
Yeah.
yeah.
Shane's at fucking cash days with a headset.
Yep.
And now I get it. You don't need anybody else. You just
Yep.
got one guy, and that's all you need. It worked out great for you.
Yep. That's why I didn't want to jump in and help him
Hell
out.
no, everybody's
because
like, help him. Like, I ain't fucking helping
fuck
them. They
no,
got their
whatever
shit
he's
together.
got going on is working.
I went out first round.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Why
Me
the fuck
too.
would I help
I went
him?
out right behind you.
Yeah.
I watched you go out
Yeah.
first round, and then I followed suit just right behind you. Did the same. I think our cars looked the same.
I watched both of you go out.
Yeah, thanks
Thanks,
Shane.
Shane.
But you took care of the guys that fucking took care of
Yeah,
us.
Yes, I
didn't you?
did.
The vet
Yes, I
man, he
did.
whipped me and Kamikaze, and you took care of him for us.
Yep.
Yep.
Shane
Thanks,
got the
Shane.
redemption medal or whatever.
Yeah.
It is,
Yep.
Call of Duty.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Shane went and killed the guys that
Yeah,
killed us.
yeah.
Yep.
But man, how fast is JJ in a foot race?
Hey, he
Dude,
was fucking
that
moving.
guy
He was moving.
moves.
You can tell he's athletic.
I didn't see that coming though.
He pulls his legs up, nothing but tattoos.
Yeah.
Fucking, he pulls his
Yeah.
fucking pant legs up.
I
was like-
just fucking
Prisoning.
Just
all
covered.
that.
This
socked
guy's
out.
This
Just
guy's more
socked
like
out.
us all the
Tattoos.
time.
Yeah.
Covered in tattoos.
Well, of course, I got mine at a tattoo shop.
How's he gonna say? And
I don't
how's
have
he-
any
That's not where he got
I don't
his
have any
at.
tattoos.
He got his
so-
with an extension cord.
with a
God.
fucking guitar string and fucking and an alarm clock.
Yeah. In D block or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a special guy.
Well, he's
that
a
one.
fast talker,
He's
though.
a fast talker and a fast runner, and I mean he's a lot. He's a lot. I like him though.
Yeah.
I really do.
I like him. I
He's
like
a good dude, man.
him. I like
He
him.
is real. I mean, he bullshits a lot and he throws a lot of shit around, but he's real. You know what I mean? He really is. And when the shit comes down to it, if he's wrong, he'll admit it.
Like how many times it was so funny. He's arguing, and then he goes, "Good race."
Yeah.
As soon as he watches the fucking video, we show him where Dave didn't jump. He just looks up, "Good race."
Yeah.
It's clean. Good
What's
race.
weird though
He's
is that
street.
like on the show and I'm watching it, it looked like he treed Dave. So how's he gonna say Dave jumped? You know?
I don't know.
But
It's
God,
funny.
dude, when the only reason he foot raced Dominator, the only reason he did that was to shit on Doc. Did you notice that? The whole
so
thing,
that he could fucking give him that money.
the whole thing was so that he could shit on Doc.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so like Doc took the money even though JJ felt like he beat him. Doc still took the money. So then JJ sets up the foot race with Joe, with Dominator, and then after the race, Dominator paid but was bitching about it because he thought JJ jumped or whatever. And so JJ takes the money and only took it from Dominator just to walk over and hand it to Doc and go, "Here, you take scared money. I don't take it.
Yeah.
We know
I don't
you
take
take it."
scared money. We know you take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was great. I didn't know it, but that whole thing was just a big,
Yeah.
elaborate scam to shit all over Doc.
Well, I'll tell you right now, just looking and kind of watching on TV, JJ may come across as a dummy. He ain't no fucking dummy.
No.
Not at all.
He's a used car salesman of street racing.
Yeah, Dave really likes him.
Yeah, it looked like it.
Yeah.
Man,
Dave's voice cracked.
Dave's voice got all high and he was mad.
He was
He's like,
mad.
"Don't ever come back to the 405.
And he was mad.
And I don't blame him.
Yeah, and I don't know. Oh man,
Yeah, there was a lot of shit that actually happened. Like the whole fight. Like there was 2 hours worth of fighting.
There was a fight with Chuck because
Yes.
Chuck or one of Chuck's people had put on Facebook trying to get JJ to race him because, I mean, let's face it, Chuck was number one on our list.
Yep.
When we went to Memphis, Chuck was number one on our list, and they bypassed him. JJ didn't even want to race Chuck. They didn't call him out. JJ didn't get in his shit, and JJ let Precious race him. So Chuck took that as, kind of disrespect anyway, because he's number one on our list. He should have been the one, but JJ wanted you, know, and so I think that kind of got to Chuck a little bit. And then we get to this one, and Chuck's beating everybody, doing good, and he's, he feels like he's the man. And so when JJ wouldn't have nothing to do with him or wouldn't race him, wouldn't talk to him, wouldn't answer his call out or nothing, Chuck just didn't know what to do. He's just like, well, fuck it then. So, him or one of his people put on Facebook that JJ was scared and that, and then at some point they called JJ a bitch. And I don't think they meant it the way that JJ took it.
They didn't mean it like that.
No, because Chuck would, Chuck doesn't mean it like that. If Chuck wanted to call you a bitch, he'd call you a bitch at the intersection on the way there and try and drag you out of the truck. That's who Chuck is. So, but it was taken the only way that JJ knows how to take the word bitch, and where he comes from and the time and the fellowship that he spent time at.
Yeah, you don't call people bitches.
It's just not something that you do normally. So, JJ wanted to fight and wanted to take it to another level, and he'd come over to me and he's like, "Hey, I need to talk to you about something." I was like, "What's up?" And he's like, "I just don't know how to take this, but I feel like Chuck wants to fight. If he wants to fight, I'm going to go over and beat his face in." And I was like, "Well, I can promise you if he wants to fight, then he'll fight you." You know what I mean?
Yep.
And he's like, "Well, I just want the blessing from you before I go over there." And I was like, "The blessing from me?" And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "You're the 405, dude, and I'm not going to do anything unless you say so." And I was thinking to myself, hey, this ain't the Godfather.
Yeah.
I mean, this ain't Italian mob here.
Yeah, but it is with him.
But with him,
I will
there's
remember.
a respect thing there.
It is with him.
And so I said, "Hey, man," I said, "you do what you got to do." I said, "But," I said, "before you go just jump on Chuck, I would suggest that we bring it to his attention and just ask him what he meant by that, because, it ain't going to be right. Just go over and jump.
Because if you do that, then Chuck will tell you, "No, I meant to call you a bitch."
But if you just go over and jump on the guy, we don't have any idea. It could have been a big misunderstanding." So I said, a lot of the times these street outlaw guys on their Facebooks, they don't run them themselves. They're too busy, so they have other people run them. So you get a guy like Phantom who talks shit to somebody and you don't even know it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm sure y'all know most.
Yep.
Yeah, most of the
It
time.
happens sometimes.
Most of the time, Phantom lets us know, "Hey, I'm going to talk shit to this guy." But sometimes it's just like, "Hey, you called me whatever on the internet." I'm like, "Oh, well, maybe.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Could have.
Yeah.
If you're a douchebag, we're going to call you a douchebag."
Yes.
So we went over to Chuck's trailer, and sure enough, Chuck didn't mean it that way. But, Chuck was like, "Hey, man, if you want to fucking, if you want to do this, we can." And then it flooded out because I took him into the trailer, and it flooded out into the fucking street. And dude,
It got bad.
It was
got
bad.
bad.
They didn't
It
show
was so close to us not
but it was bad.
getting any filming done.
Oh, dude, it would have, because if it would have went down, it would have been a 100-on-100 melee. You know,
They'd been done.
I mean, Chuck's homie Swole, he ripped something off the trailer standing next to him and was trying to hit somebody with it. I mean,
Yeah.
it was bad. And then remember JJ's yelling at that one guy. He goes, "If he moves, you stomp his brains out."
Yep.
Tell
And he
him
said, "And I'm fucking serious." And that dude stepped up, ready to do it.
He's like, "Okay, JJ,"
or at least ready to try.
Yeah, JJ fucking. That was that kind of gave me an awakening a little bit to how loyal JJ's guys are.
Yep.
Because when Swole's wanting to fucking fight and act crazy, and JJ says that, and the dude just steps up ready to, I was like,
Yep.
"Damn,
Win,
man,
lose, or
like,
draw, that dude was going to try it.
He was gonna, because JJ told him to.
Yep.
So that was pretty.
Yeah,
wild.
because whatever he got from Swole probably wouldn't be as bad as what he'd get when he got home.
from JJ.
Yep.
There was a Memphis guy behind him, and he stuck his hands in his pockets, and I ran up there and grabbed his arm.
Yeah.
I thought he was pulling something out.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure he was.
Well, how about the big brother that's always with JJ? He's cool as a motherfucker, but
He's so cool
you know,
now.
you don't want to piss him off, but he is cool. But he's standing there when the shit was about to go down, and some fucking camera guy reaches over and goes to tug on his sleeve
And tell him to move.
tell him, "Hey, scoot over a little bit because I can't see Chief and JJ."
Bad idea.
Dude, I was like, and thankfully Rob, the producer, just grabbed him and was like, what are you fucking doing? Are you retarded?
Well, he is, because that's the same guy that drove to Dallas whenever they were headed to Elk City.
Yeah.
Well, I was just like, God, man, can you imagine? Like, who the fuck think that's okay? I don't care what you do for a living. I don't care where you're from.
No.
Who the fuck? If you're in a giant fight and one of the biggest dudes there is trying to fucking kill somebody, you're gonna tug on his shirt and ask him to move a little bit? Come on,
Yeah, so you
man.
could get a better shot.
Yeah, come on, man. He gonna get a shot.
Yeah.
He gonna land his shot right on your fucking nose.
Lucky you didn't get an elbow right
Yeah.
across
Yep,
Man.
It wouldn't have took much.
And then the fight would have been on, and we wouldn't even know why it happened.
No, it would have
would've been a
started
fucking
because of
film
some
crew.
PA.
Some fucking film crew guy.
Yep.
Jeez. But yeah, and Swole, he's as loyal as they come too. Because as soon as
Yep.
they wanted to fight, Swole didn't know why. Swole didn't know what it was about, but Swole's ready to fucking throw.
Yep.
It's it almost went down, and man, it was wild for a second there. It was going to get bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Luckily, I think JJ is smart enough to realize that even though he would have done it, he knew that all this shit is for nothing if this happens.
Right, but
he also really didn't care.
No.
If it happened, it happened.
But when Chuck told him, "Hey man, it wasn't about that. I just wanted to race, and I just trying to entice you to race, and I didn't know they called you a bitch." You know what I mean? Then JJ was cool. Once he realized that, he was cool. He just wanted to know if that's the way Chuck felt, and Chuck's like, "Man, come on. If I wanted to call you a bitch, I'd have fucking called you a bitch as soon as we got here." You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, and I think JJ knows that Chuck's real, and I think that JJ took that the right way, and everything calmed down, thankfully.
It took
But
a while.
it was close. It
It took almost as long as that driver's meeting.
Well, it's bad.
everything with them, man.
The driver's meeting was what, 3-4 hours? We stood there.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
3 hours and 45 minutes.
It was ridiculous. Yeah, and then when it was also, but God, when it was going on, I'm looking around the crowd, and you got all these beady-eyed Memphis guys standing in the back, way in the back, and I'm like, oh God, I know what that guy's here for. You know what I mean?
He ain't
helping.
here to tune.
He ain't here to fucking
No.
line nobody up. You know what I mean?
Here to line somebody.
You don't bring a guy like that without saying something without saying it.
Yep.
So it was fucking funny though. But then I'm glad we got it done. I'm glad nobody got
it turned out good.
Because I don't know how the fuck you'd have stopped all of it.
No,
You know
it
what I
wouldn't.
mean?
It wouldn't have. There's no way. That's
It would
like
have just went.
yeah. That's
Internet's
just
awesome.
a
They
that's
control that.
that's a fuck. Yeah, the cops tried.
Yeah, the cops tried, but there wasn't nothing they
No.
could do. They couldn't even get in there.
Nope.
And
Ugh. It could have been bad.
Yeah.
but thankfully it wasn't.
Yeah.
The money that JJ threw on the ground, everybody's talking about on the internet.
Yeah.
It looks like $5 or whatever.
Well, I mean, it does. I get it because whenever he threw it down, all the ones that were on top, there was like $10 worth of ones there, and all the ones were on top.
Yeah.
So it looked like it was a whole bunch of ones.
But it was $4,500 and whatever dollars.
Yeah.
It really
Yeah.
was.
Plus
it
that
wasn't.
cheap ass watch.
Yeah. God.
Rolex, he said.
My daddy's watch.
Yeah, I got this
Make your
Rolex.
lips look like they finna say
That's
watch.
my daddy's watch.
Don't nobody want that cheap ass watch.
Man, that was funny as shit. It sounded like a crushed up pop can when
It
it
did.
hit the ground.
It did. It was fucking hollow. You could hear it.
But I'm glad I got it.
Yep.
Because it doesn't matter what it's. What
Doesn't
it
matter
is.
what it's worth.
JJ's watch.
Yep.
I took it from JJ.
Yeah,
That's all
got
that matters
JJ's
to me.
watch.
I took it from JJ.
He's going to want that back.
Everybody stepped in and did their thing. We won. It was a good race. We kicked ass. There was just too much racing for me. You know what I mean?
There was a lot of racing.
God damn.
There's a
At
whole
one
lot
point
of
in
testing
time,
too.
Whole lot of testing, whole lot of racing. At one point in time, I was like, I'm gonna go get a snack or something. There's
There's a lot of racing. Yeah. I thought it was really fucking cool the way that everybody from the there wasn't one person from the 405 that didn't step up and have my back about the whole racing first deal.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty fucking
That was
cool.
cool. That was
I mean,
cool
we
as
can
fuck.
fight, we can have our own problems with everybody, we can not like each other, but when there's somebody from out of town there, we damn sure come together as a group.
Well, especially whenever it's somebody like you that have done so much for us out of town. You know what I mean? Like at the Memphis race, we literally needed you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you
Yeah.
won for us, and you've done that before. And so, when it comes to that, man, hey, when they promised you in Memphis, they didn't show that, but in Memphis, he said it. Because you didn't want to race last, and in Memphis,
Yeah.
he said if you
I
race
don't ever
last,
want to race last.
he said
Yeah.
if you race last, whenever we come to Oklahoma, you can pick the race you want when you want it.
Yep.
And then, stupid ass fucking Dennis.
Man,
Bailey.
hey, if he wouldn't have been acting the way that he acted, I wouldn't have made such a big deal out of
Yeah,
it.
what sucks is that we had just walked up in the driver's meeting, and he's like, y'all making us wait and all this stuff. Why is it so hard to pick, to decide who you want to try and call out
Get
or
'em
whatever?
all up
Get them
here.
all up here. We're racing him. Why y'all scared?
Yeah,
We're-
road's a road.
Yeah, I'll race any one of y'all. Road's a road.
And you
lane's
said
a
you were
lane.
going to jump on the first
And then he
person
said,
that mouthed off.
He said it don't matter if you race first or last. What's it matter? He said all that. But what's fucked up is when we had our little meeting before the drivers' meeting with just the 405 guys, we were all trying to figure out, who they wanted to race and who would be a good race and blah, blah, blah. And you said, I don't care. As soon as we go over there, the first one to fucking mouth off is the one I want, and I can guarantee you it's going to be Dennis.
We didn't even get over there, and he mouthed off about me wearing sandals.
Yep.
Oh, shit. Here he comes with his fucking flip-flops or some stupid shit like that. And that's my guy.
There he is.
There he is right there.
That's the one.
That's the one.
Been chosen.
Yeah, and it worked out perfect because he tried to shit on me while we was in Memphis.
Yes.
He tried to get me to race a small tire car.
Yes.
And then they didn't show it in this driver's meeting, but he said, why wouldn't you race me when we was in Memphis? I threw down $10,000 in Memphis to try to get you to race. And it showed full blown. You even said, why would you say that? It's on fucking film.
Yeah, it's on camera.
You said, why? You offered $1,000 to race.
Because you told him it'd cost $5,000 to race, and he said he wouldn't do it.
Yep. And then he's going to mouth off that he threw down $10,000, and you looked at him and go, what? Why would you even say that? It's on fucking camera.
Yes.
So basically I let him know 3 or 4 times, look, Dennis, man, you're going to look stupid. Don't fucking do this. I'm telling you right now, me and you have a race locked in. You just haven't realized it yet.
Yeah, the cool thing is that he could have realized it and just said, I'm going to bust your ass. Blah, blah, blah. Here's the money. Shake your hand and go. But instead, it looked like he ran from you the whole driver's meeting.
Until there was nothing left to do.
Until there was nowhere to go. He was back in the corner.
And we told him that's what's going to happen.
I know.
I said, all these races are going to be lined up except me and you, and we're racing first.
Yeah, he could have just stood up, shook your hand, and said, yeah, let's do it. First off the trailer, blah, 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 and looked like a man, and then got beat instead of looking like he ran from you the whole time.
I street raced for 35 years, he said, or some shit last night. I was what? Well.
If he'd been racing that long, he should have jumped right on it.
Hey, that's, part of it. I don't understand. He could have looked way better than what he did. And then the next night, he looked how he needed to. He looked like the person that I have a picture of him in my mind.
We talked about it on the way out there. We were like, man, if we get a chance to make that Dennis Bailey look stupid, we're going to. Because he just tries so hard to be a dick for no reason.
Yep.
We get a chance, we're going to fucking clown
He just got
him.
that fucking smirk on his face all the time. Like he just banged your old lady in the trailer and he's the only one that knows.
He's a smart ass. But what's weird is, like, I've talked to him about engine deals and stuff in the past, about having a motor built and stuff, because he builds motors for a living, and he does a good job. And I talked to him about it, and he cool as a fan when we did that. But it's like that camera gets on, and he just...
Oh, lots of people say, no, he's a great dude.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, I haven't seen it. And
It's great that he left his whole team there.
Yeah, and what's bad is the next fucking
after
night,
he got beat,
his fucking crew came right up to me the next night and goes, man, Dennis rolled out. And I said, what? And they were like, no, in the middle of the night, we woke up this morning, he was gone. He didn't tell us.
Yeah.
He didn't nothing. We walked out to the parking lot and his truck and trailer was gone. Motherfucker rolled out in the middle of the night.
Hey, can you blame him? I mean, you don't want to. You want to stand there the whole next.
No, but everything I told him.
Yeah.
Well, everything I told him was true.
Yes.
You're gonna look dumb. Just take this bet, And what's bad is the reason they didn't have him do an interview is because he didn't do one.
Yes.
He rolled out.
He left.
Yeah,
he rolled out, and so they didn't get a chance. I even told Rob the next night, our producer. I said, "Hey, man, did you guys get Dennis last night?" And he was like, "I don't think we interviewed anybody." And I was like, "That sucks, man, because now Dennis is gone."
Yeah, he left.
So he's got no type of. You're not going to hear his side of the story at all on this deal because he rolled the fuck out.
Yeah, what's crazy is, and like on the money deal, like everybody's saying that the money is fake. And of course, they always say that our bets are fake. They always say that it's fake money.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question. If you're going to bet $10,000 of fake money, why wouldn't you just say it's $10,000?
Yeah.
Why would you come back and say it's $4,580 if it's fake money?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Obviously,
exactly.
JJ didn't have $10,000.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Obviously, he didn't have the $10,000 to bet me with.
Well, he had it. He just didn't want to spend it all.
Yeah.
Hey, because he was betting on other races.
Yeah, I know.
He had other ideas.
He didn't want to lose the $10,000.
Yeah, he just $10,000. He didn't want to lose.
He was comfortable with losing $4,580 or whatever,
Yep.
and that's what he put in there. So like, how could it be fake? Like, why would you fake that?
Yep.
You know, if you're gonna fake
just like
it,
Dennis, why
just
would
say
you
it's
fucking?
$10,000.
Why would you just say 1,000? If it was fake, why not just go ahead and do the? Because dude, he said 1,000, and you saw my face. I went, oh come on, man.
Yeah.
And then you said, look, he's giving you a discount at 3.
Yeah, I said he's giving you a good deal here, boss.
Yeah, and dude, I did everything I could down to him saying,
lane.
Not
to
even
it,
1,000. I even said, okay, 2,000, man.
Yeah.
And you looked at me like, fuck, man, you're going to race him for $2,000? I didn't want to.
I wanted him to pay.
Yeah,
you
me
know what
too.
I mean? Because
Yeah.
he's the one throwing around the big $10,000 numbers. He's the one throws around all the big money. He walks up with them, with them shiny boots on and shit. He walks
I'll
up
race
flashy.
anybody.
He's flashy, you know what I mean? So I wanted a guy like that to pay. You know?
And he's got a even car with me.
Yes.
You know, I mean, his
Well,
car.
If you ask him, it's you're nothing compared to
Yeah.
him.
Well,
You-
he's
nothing.
probably right. If he fucking.
He's bigger at the track than him too.
Really?
Even
I don't know.
he's
Oh,
only
yeah.
been 430s.
Yeah.
It's funny.
I don't know, but he's got every bit of. I mean, let's just say it. His car's nicer than mine. It probably makes the same amount of
got
power
good
as
parts.
mine. It's definitely fucking cleaner and not beat as much as mine.
Yeah.
You know? So I don't feel like I was picking on him at all. Now, if whenever we were in Memphis and he had a small tire, I'd have felt like I was picking on somebody.
Yes, that's
But-
why it would have cost $5,000 too.
Yep.
But you also feel like he's sacrificing himself. Like Memphis ain't no dummies. We've had them do this before. Chicago tried that shit too. They bring a small tire car, and they know, well, we'll stick this on one of their fastest guys, and then that way,
Which is what Memphis tried to do.
And then that way, who cares if the small tire car loses?
He
to
gonna
the
take a
Murder
loss
Nova,
anyways.
If you're gonna lose to the Murder Nova, who cares? It's better than taking out one of our faster guys.
That's
and then
right.
they can put one of their faster guys on one of our other guys.
Well, I felt like that's what JJ was doing too, because they tried to put that 73 Nova on me. Little did
Yeah.
I know that motherfucker's pretty goddamn bad.
Yeah,
Well,
no
they had
shit.
came over and told me. I was like, "What Nova are they talking about?" And they were like, "Oh, it's some 73 Nova. It looked like a big block with a plate." And I was like, well, "I'm not fucking racing that
Yeah,
car."
because you think it's going to be SS Blazer's old car.
Exactly.
You think it's going to be. You're thinking it's going to be You're thinking it's going to be the Disco Nova. You know? It's gonna
well,
be,
come to
who's
find
the guy
out,
from El Reno.
yeah, El Reno.
El Reno Jeremy.
No,
No, not
the dude
Jeremy.
with the black
Yeah.
73
No,
Nova.
no, not El Reno
His
Jeremy.
little
It's El
buddy.
Reno something.
His little
El
buddy.
Reno Dave. When,
Yep, Dave. El Reno Dave.
Nova Dave or Nova Dave.
It's something like that.
like
It's something like
El
that.
Reno, some middle
Yep.
name.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Dave. Some sort of Dave.
I don't
I
remember,
think so.
he
But
had a
anyways,
funny- but he
hey,
had a fucking-
come to find out, man, that fucking car's badass, and it did
Yeah.
really well this weekend in cash days. I lost $200 on him, but I really thought that he was going to outrun that fucking
close.
that vet, the one that Shane ended up taking out.
I
But
lost so much
you know.
money at cash days.
you're
I
not really on
really-
much of a roll,
I
man.
really lost a lot of money at
You
cash
need to. I'll
days.
tell you what you need to do.
Here we go.
You need to go. I'll tell you where you shine and make a lot of fucking money betting races is at no preps and track events.
Oh, thanks.
Because you fucking, hey, you don't ever lose at those deals.
Yeah.
I'm
do
talking
pretty
about
good otherwise.
Betting money on cars and which lane's going to win and
Well,
stuff
I do
like
pretty
that.
good, like, I just haven't done good lately.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? When Memphis was there, I killed it. I made a lot of money when Memphis was there. I
it's-
made money on every race.
Yeah.
Well, I don't.
Except, I didn't, yeah.
I don't.
I think I lost a little bit on Monza, but
I lost a little this weekend. I damn sure didn't make none. But
I lost money this weekend. Because I took every bet on Kamikaze. You know what I mean? Just because.
yeah, I heard you had people lining up for that deal.
Yes, I had a line of people to collect on that.
I had
deal.
missed that race.
I took every bet on the starting line on Kamikaze, and woo. But there's been nights when I won a lot of money on Kamikaze.
Oh, you're still up on that car.
Yeah, so
You're still up on
I
that
don't.
car.
That thing, it don't owe me nothing.
No.
And then I lost a bunch on JB.
I lost a couple hundred on JB too.
You know, but I won a bunch on JB versus Kai.
Yeah.
So I won so much money on JB
JB
versus Kai.
beat
See,
Kai?
I forgot about
Yeah.
that. Yeah, JB beat Kai first round.
See, not first round, second round.
round.
Yeah, because I
Second round.
missed fucking second round. I thought
So-
everybody went home. So
Yeah, so when JB was racing Kai, of course, everyone there was betting on Kai.
well, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
I seen his first pass.
I seen his first pass, so
wouldn't
I
have bet
wouldn't
on
have
him.
bet on him. And I
It was
seen JB's
brutal.
first pass, and I was like, yeah, here we go. Okay, I got. And dude, it was weird. I didn't think anybody was going to bet on Kai because JB's car was so fast on that road. But goddamn, everybody bet on Kai, and I was just okay. I'll take it. And I won a bunch of money on JB. So then, when JB raced the probe,
I lost a couple $100.
but
is all.
I felt like a dick because when they're saying, hey, you want to bet any money? I was like, no, because it was the probe. You know what I mean? But then again, it was like, hey, man, I won so much money on JB last time. So I bet, I think I bet 500 or 600 on JB versus the Probe. I lost that. And
Well,
JB
I mean-
come up to me. He came up to me. He's like, "I'm sorry, man." I was like, "What can you do, bro?" Like,
Yeah.
Who knew that road
He
was
just
gonna be
laid
that
down
good?
a fucking
Who
460 pass on
who
your
knew
ass.
the road was going to be that good? It was virgin. There wasn't one black mark on it. Who knew the road was going to be
Well,
that
there
good?
Shane raced before that, but there wasn't no black marks there.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
So you couldn't
fucking
even go to the
nut. You
starting
couldn't even
line.
tell where the start. I walked past the starting line and said, "Where are these guys fucking racing?"
That's what I'm saying. So you didn't know the road was going to be that good. And JB put everything he had in it for the Probe. And the Probe is fucking
Dude,
fast.
I'm
on the
telling you
street.
right now, those motherfuckers got their shit together with
That
that car.
car is fast on the street.
I don't care where it's at.
Now
it was
no,
fast.
It wasn't really fast at the cash day spot. He just
the
pedaled
first
it.
one?
Yeah,
The
he
first
just
one.
pedaled
Okay,
it
I
fast.
didn't see that.
He just
Okay,
had to pedal it.
But
better
I
than
didn't
the
see
other guy.
that. But he fucking laid down a pass against Shane too.
Yes,
Yeah.
against Shane. But that
Virgin,
road was good too.
It was a good road, but there wasn't no black marks. There was no rubber laid down.
But nobody spun.
He damn sure didn't.
And the C4 didn't spin there. I mean, Dave didn't spin there. I mean, everybody laid down good.
No,
hits
Dave
there.
didn't spin at all.
Nope.
Didn't he race?
Not even in the
he didn't
oil.
race there at all.
Nope.
No.
Oh,
He spun
you
in his
raced twice
burnout.
there.
Yeah.
but Dave didn't get to race twice.
Probe
But the
didn't
road
have to
before,
race
yeah, the
twice.
road before
He
was
got
just like
two.
Yeah. The road before
No, those were good roads. Those last two roads were good. People weren't sure what they were going to be like, but they ended up being good.
Yeah,
And
that's
that's
really
that's
good.
the tough part about cash days is you got to adjust for the road. So you look at the road, there's no black marks on
Well,
it. You think
and a lot of
this
those-
is shit, and you turn
Yeah.
it down. But the Bird Boys, they don't turn it down.
No, they
and
don't.
that bitch, they just went, and they had to take their shit together
Yeah.
for sure.
Those motherfuckers have been going around winning no preps.
They've been
Obviously
doing well.
good on the fucking street. So there's somebody behind that fucking car is really intelligent.
Yeah, I mean, and
they've got that motherfucker hauling ass.
It's doing well, and it's not all over the place like it used to be.
Nope.
You know what I mean? They're doing good.
I remember when they first came out, I was like, that car is a crash.
Yeah,
and
he was a
he
crash.
is gonna fucking crash it.
He
And
was
he
a-
did
he
two
was
or
a
three
crash,
times.
yeah.
And ever since then, man, I don't know. So the tuner, the driver, everybody has got their shit together, and that fucking car's hauling ass.
Yeah, that car is definitely.
and
on
and
it.
ain't
It's
nobody
fast.
can take anything
I'm
away
not.
from it.
Hell
Yeah.
no! How could you? It's fucking. It went to every spot and made licks and went rounds.
Yes.
Well,
You know.
there's two.
Now, okay, the cops can take it away from him.
yeah,
Yeah.
the cops definitely took
They
it away
took
from
it
him.
away from him. They literally took it away from him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you didn't have to race
Literally.
Monza. Monza flat spotted his tires.
Yeah, Monza was supposed to race him, so he got a bye run. That
Oh, he
round.
did get a
He
buy
got
run.
two bye runs.
He got two?
With
What?
Dave.
Oh
with
yeah,
Dave.
he got two bye
He
He
runs.
did.
got two bye runs. He didn't even have to make them.
Well, he ain't worth a fuck. he got it handed to him. Goddamn.
I didn't even.
Hey.
Who did he race first round?
I don't know.
that diesel truck.
Oh god damn!
No.
He didn't have to do anything. So he raced.
Phantom,
the
you're
diesel,
gonna need to edit all this shit out that we
Yeah.
said good that we said about this
so he
fucking
raced
probe.
the diesel truck, blah, who couldn't do a burnout.
Nope.
Nope, Shane, nope.
Nope.
And then he got a bye run against Monza, who told the second round it's got to wait 7 days.
Yeah.
And then
We're going to delete this episode too.
just like he does on the show, makes a good hit, and then 7 days.
Yeah,
Seven
wins
days.
one, and
Yeah.
that's it, guys.
And
One
then,
week.
And then he had to race Dave, and then Dave broke in the burnout and oiled the whole fucking road down.
Yes.
And then he raced Shane, and
Yeah.
he beat your ass.
Yeah. He
But-
was first to the
Rules are rules.
rules are rules.
Okay, and it wasn't our rules. It wasn't our rules either. But there were a lot of rules in this cash days that were weird, and there's a lot of shit that was hands are tied. It's the rules. My hands are tied. That's
Yeah,
the rules.
if you're gonna follow one rule like
So-
that, then follow them all.
So the rule was, if the finish line guy feels like it's not safe, or their cops are coming, or for any reason at all, he waves his fucking light before the race is over.
That's it. It's over.
Then it's a rerun, no matter what. As long as they don't go through the finish line, is a rerun, and it doesn't fucking matter who
Doesn't
won or lost.
matter.
Doesn't matter where you're
It
at.
doesn't matter
why. It doesn't matter if
what.
there wasn't any cops. Doesn't matter if you just did it for fun. In the drivers' meeting, they said it's a rerun. So during that pass, and yes, I bet the dude in the blue shirt, I bet him $1,200 on Shane. And after it was over, I started getting my money out because
Yep,
Shane,
I did too.
because Shane lost. But then, hey, the rule was if you wave the flag, it's a rerun.
Yeah, and
So-
Limpy yells no
Yeah,
race.
so Limpy yelled no race. So it was like, hey, if it's a rerun, it's a rerun.
And so, I mean, that's what Boosted said. Boosted said, look, this was the last race regardless.
Right.
It didn't matter how many cars were left. It's 5:30. There's no time to get to
Right.
another spot, figure things out before the sun up. He said, Cash Days is over at 6 o'clock. I feel like if that is the case, that should have been known.
Yes.
Right.
We all know that once the sun comes up, they're not going to keep on doing cash days. But it would have been nice for them to say, look, guys, and on the second night at 6 o'clock when the sun is coming up, that's it.
Right.
I don't care whatever the
Well,
fuck else is going on. It's over.
Or it just would have been cool if they just would have said, hey, we don't have any more time. The cops ran us off.
It's over.
We're going to split. It's over. But,
Yes.
but that wasn't what was being told to us. That's why I was waiting on them to tell us. And that's why I kept saying, hey, if we're still going, then Shane's ready to go.
ready to
Like,
go.
what do you
Yes.
want to do?
Where's
And-
the next spot?
And Booster was getting mad at me. And he's like, I can't believe you're going to fucking argue this shit, man. There's a guy in jail. And I was like, look, man, I get that there's a guy in jail. And it sucks. We all knew this could happen. We all entered this knowing. And you said it in the driver's meeting. This shit's illegal and you can't guarantee our freedom. We all knew that. And the Bird brothers knew it. And you can't take that away from the Birds. They made the decision to do this because they're badasses and they went to jail.
They would do it again.
Right. And you can't take it away from them. So it does suck. But what I was trying to get out of Boosted was we're splitting because there's no time. We're splitting because cash days we couldn't finish it or whatever.
Yeah,
but Boosted
couldn't
doesn't
never
want
get
to
it out of
say. Boosted didn't want to say that they couldn't finish it. You know what I mean? Because then it's on him.
Yeah.
So instead, Boosted said, "Well, the probe couldn't make the call, so we're going to split it." But that's not really right to say it that way. I mean, I think that it went down the way it was supposed to. You know what I mean? Because it's not really right to say, Shane, you're here, the other guy isn't, and here's your money.
Yes.
And even though Shane got outrun and we all saw it, but
He made it to the finish.
Right. I just wish that it would have been, and I was trying to lead Boosted to that by saying, hey, man, it's your call here, but, I mean, am I being misled? Or if we can't finish it, then we split. But if you're saying that because the probe can't be there, we split, that's not right. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to stick to rules the whole time, let's stick to
because
rules.
if it wasn't the final race, that's what would happen. No big deal anyways.
Right.
Shane would move the fuck on.
Right.
And,
Or
Shane would be out and he would be out.
Or if Shane and the probe were left and the cops showed up and there was no time, we split.
Yes.
It would have gone to Shane and the probe.
Like it has before.
So all I was trying to get them to do was to, get Boosted to say, hey, we don't have time to finish it. Those two are left. We're going to split it between them and no one is the winner.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But by saying that he couldn't make the rerun, it makes it seem like that the Bird guys won because the first run. You know what I mean? Because there was no rerun, they won. But so I was just trying to make sure everybody understood that, hey, either there's no winner and we split, or we have a winner because the Birds couldn't make it.
Yes.
But we're not going to say that just because they can't make it, we're going to split, because that's not right. You know what I mean? Because if they'd have went out second round and they'd have went to jail, or if they'd have went to jail second round, we would have kept racing at 2 o'clock in the morning. And if they wouldn't have made the call to the round, they wouldn't have made the call. We wouldn't have gave them shit.
Yep. So it doesn't really matter which round it's in.
Right.
The same thing should have happened.
It was just, it was just
I
all in the
believe-
way that it was worded, I think. And it was
Yes.
an argument, and we had been arguing all
Well,
weekend.
and
we were
Boosted,
tired.
and in Boosted's defense, everybody chewed his ass all fucking
dude, it's cash
weekend.
days. I've been
Poor
there.
guy.
I've
All
ran it.
All weekend, people was chewing his ass,
Yes.
and it was like they walked by Limpy looking for Boosted
Right.
to chew his fucking ass. And it's the crew members, it's the drivers, it's the fucking wives,
Right.
And I feel like at that point in time,
Boosted
was over it,
Boosted
and
was done
he
being a
knew
punching
that
bag.
fucking there was no more racing going to happen. So, but then once you and him had that little argument, in the text, that then he was like, no, we're splitting. That was the last, and then finally he came out with that was the last race that was possibly going to happen anyways.
Okay.
And then once he said that, we were kind of like, oh.
Well, yeah, because then
That makes sense.
Then it happens that we couldn't get it done and we split.
That's exactly-
different, though.
yes,
That's
it is.
fucking different. I just didn't want everyone. I didn't want it to be known that we split it and didn't finish it because the Birds couldn't make it.
Yes.
That's not right, because if it would have been anyone else, it would have been the same. You know what I mean? Like, if the Birds would have went out second round at 2 a.m. and went to jail, even if they would have won, if they'd have went to jail and they couldn't make the call to the next driver's meeting, they'd have been out. We'd have counted them out.
No doubt about it.
So that's what I was needing from Boosted. I just needed him to say it's over instead of saying they can't make it, so we're going to split. You know what I mean? Just like the deal with Dave when Dave broke. Everybody's wanting to try and figure out the bets. Okay, well, when Dave broke and couldn't make the race, he's still sitting in the road, and everybody wanted to get paid. And I was like, now hang on a second. If you guys are trying to say that there wasn't a race, then we didn't lose. Yeah. Dave didn't lose because they didn't want to pay on all the bets. So it was like, hey, if you're saying that wasn't a race, then we didn't lose yet. How much time do we have to fix it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Dave lost. He broke. And they're like, yeah, but he didn't actually race. We bet on the race. It's like, no. At a racetrack, anywhere, any street, any racetrack, whatever, if you can't make the call to the line, you lose.
You lose.
There's no way for the probe to go to the final if Dave didn't lose.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's
Yeah,
just,
who's going on to the next
And I
round?
really
The probe
believe-
is, then
yeah,
Dave
and
lost.
then those guys try to say, well, in grudge racing. I said, no, shut up.
This is
I don't
cash
care what
days.
grudge race you go to, you pay on a win light.
Yep.
You don't pay on anything but a win light.
Yeah.
And
I had
if you
already
can't-
paid.
And if you break after the burnout and you can't make it back to the line or whatever, then the other guy gets the win line and he drives down the track.
Yep.
We all know that.
And I had already paid my $400 or $500, whatever I had bet on that deal.
Right.
I don't know,
Oh, yeah, I
$400
paid
or
too.
$500
And
bucks.
JJ put me on the spot and was like, what are you going to do in this situation right here? And I was like, what are you talking about? I'm going to pay. Dave
Yeah.
lost. You can't.
Yeah,
Dave
Dave's
can't,
done. He's out.
He's
The
out.
probe can't move on unless Dave loses or unless the probe wins. And the probe didn't.
Otherwise,
right.
let's race.
Right. So it was a lot
He's
of
a big
argument,
comp.
and I just
Yeah.
think that Boosted was, he was stressed out. I was stressed out, and of course, we felt like stepchildren. I'll be honest with you, you know what I mean? And I've been to a lot of cash days before, and this one felt different than any of the other ones. I just felt like there was so much controversy, or there was so much hype, or there was so much bullshit around this race that a lot of the cash days things that we've known and that we've come accustomed to and that mean so much to us and why cash days is so important, a lot of it was out the window. And
It was.
And so it was a lot of coincidences, you know what I mean? Like, we were just in a cash days a few months ago with your car at the same fucking spot.
That none of those cars were in.
And none of those cars gave a fuck about that cash days, but then they all wanted to be in this one, so whatever, that's cool. But then you're going to do rules, and then, letting in some questionable cars on the rules that weren't factory body cars that we all,
Yes.
feel like there are plenty of rumors going around on who's factory body and who ain't.
And
then
not to mention the cash days that we just went to, they wouldn't let Doc, they wouldn't let Monza,
Right.
they wouldn't let.
Right.
I mean, basically,
Because
they let
hadn't-
me, Dominator,
right, because
and
they
El
hadn't
Camino.
street raced.
Yeah.
And so then this one though, it was well, you street raced at some point, you know what
Yeah,
I mean? So
yeah.
or you will street race. So okay, so I get that, that's cool, whatever. But the last cash days we couldn't bring Doc and Monza because they hadn't street raced, and a lot of these guys hadn't street raced either, but they were allowed in. So that kind of felt a little shitty. And then
Yeah, but we had street race, they just didn't count the show.
Right.
And I get that. That's
but then
fine.
when we go to the drivers' meeting, they've always put Oklahoma on one side, and it was a bigger field than normal, so like there was a little bit of an argument there with me and Boosted. I was like, we always put Oklahoma on one side and everybody else on the other side so that we don't draw each other, and put Texas on the other side so they don't draw each other. And he's like, yeah, but there's 32 cars. And I'm like, yeah, but we brought 9. You know what I mean? The last cash days there was 16, and we brought 3. They, do the math there. It kind of maths out the same. 3 into 16, and 9 into 32. It's pretty close. You know what I mean? So like, I feel like that could have been done, but it was looked over. But it was a lot of stress trying to get 32 cars done. I get that, but I feel like in trying to get that many cars done, we lost a lot of what cash days has been about.
Yep.
And then every cash days, Vetman gets a collection together to give to Limpy for all of his hard work and putting it on for everybody. And everybody chips in some money to Limpy because he does spend money on radios and driving around
in
looking
time.
at spots.
Yeah.
And so every cash days, Vetman gets a pot together. We all chip in, and then Limpy argues about it, and he always says he doesn't want to take it, and he always says, no, I'm doing this because I love it. But then at the end of the night, we make him put it in his pocket, and he takes the money, and we feel a little better about it. You know what I mean? And so this time, whenever that got brought up, I brought it up this time because Vetman didn't say anything, and Vetman was too busy to say anything or whatever. So I brought it up, and Booster was like, no, we ain't doing that. I'm like, what? We always do that.
Yeah, and he's like, it's just going to go into the pot.
I was like, I don't want it to go into the pot. The racers don't deserve any more money than what they're already getting. You know what I mean? Like, the guys who deserve the money are the people who's putting it on for us.
Yeah.
And so, and then he just got mad at me and just
And
like
the fucking spotters and the big end guys.
Yeah,
and,
Monty, the dude's a big end. Like, all
Yeah.
those guys have to deal with the arguing too. So it was like, I don't know, but I just got shit on for it until, and ended up putting it back in my pocket. And I was kind of felt disrespected for that. So I got in my feelings a little bit on some of the stuff, but, and then, it just didn't feel, it kind of felt like because of the show.
That shit was getting hid from us.
Well, not just that, but because of the show, like, so everybody feels like we get special favors, or we get special attention, or we get extra things given to us because of the show. So Boosted and Limpy almost have to go out of their way to make it worse or harder for us, so that it doesn't look like they're giving us anything. We don't even get the same shit that other people get. Like, the first spot that we went to.
That's the only thing that pissed me off. This whole cash days, it really pissed me off.
All of the other guys, a lot of the guys from out of state were testing on the spot that we're racing at.
That we were told that we wasn't going to race there.
And we were told we're not racing there. And I get it. Shit changes. And, last minute, you got to go somewhere else. I get it. But, man, it just, like I said, a lot of little coincidences in row. You know what I mean? So it was, I promise you, I'm not going to that spot. But yet, all the guys from NOLA and everywhere else were out there testing all night. And then we go to that spot.
That's the first fucking spot.
Right. And we were told, don't be disrespectful, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of shit that you don't do, because if you're racing at that spot and you're out there testing the night before all night and you get it busted, that spot's going to be hot for cash days, and that's disrespectful. And so we're trying to be cool there, but then it's like, hey man, I said, hey, everybody's testing at that spot. Do we need to be testing at that spot? Like, because if they're already out there, we can't fuck it up anymore by going out there. But it's no, we're not going there. Well, then we end up going there first. And I get it, things change, and it could just total be coincidences. But, man, there was a lot of them. Yeah. You know what I mean? There was a fucking lot of them. So, and I'm sure everybody's just going to say I'm bitching and crying because I went out first round. But whatever, hey, it ain't the first time I went out first round at cash days, I can promise you.
Me either.
But, man, it's fucking weird. It's weird. Like, I've been out first round a lot of times at cash days, and I've never heard the cheering. You know what I mean? Like, people I've never met
hear it
before.
all the fucking time whenever I lose.
But recently in cash days, when you lost, there wasn't a lot of cheering because
there wasn't
you lost.
A lot of people there.
Right, but I'm just saying, now all of a sudden there's 15,000 people there that I've never met, never seen before, never talked to before. I've never been shitty to them. I've never had anything to do with them, but yet.
But it doesn't matter. 10,000 of those people you took a picture with before you got in your car to lose.
That's what sucks is they make me take a picture with them. They tell me how big a fan they are. I sign shit for their kids,
and then they're cheering whenever fucking you lose.
I get my ass beat, they're
that's
cheering.
The way it is, man. That's the way it is every fucking time.
They're on Instagram talking about how stupid I look and how I suck and everything else, and
I look stupid every fucking week. I don't care. But I smoke the goddamn tires. It's whatever.
It's just like, damn, man, like there was 16 other motherfuckers that went out first round too. You know what I mean? Big name dudes that that road was shit. It was tough.
Hey, and I understand if it's somebody's crew and they're all jumping it down and cheering.
Dude,
this
totally
is the
different.
whole fucking crowd that's cheering whenever we go out.
If the guy that I'm getting beat by, if his people are cheering, in my opinion, they're cheering because he won.
Yeah.
Not because I lost.
No,
the whole crowd was cheering because I lost.
Well, I had to walk through that fucking crowd to get in my car so I could go smoke the fucking tires just like you did. So as I'm walking away from you smoking the tires and the cheer, everybody's cheering and clapping, I put my head down and I walk over, I get in my car and do the same fucking thing.
I don't understand that. Like, that's just crazy as fuck to me. We're out there busting our asses just like everybody else. We paid our money to get in just like everybody else. We begged and pleaded and fought and chewed and everything we could to get in that cash days, to put on a race for all those fans. Like, we didn't do it for them, but we were doing it for them. You know what I mean? Like, they were there watching it.
Yeah.
And for all those spectators, they park right up front where we can't. So we got to we got to walk a mile to get to the starting line.
There are so many
or to
people
go get our
there.
cars. And then those motherfuckers make us all take pictures with them, and then they want to fucking cheer when we get beat. And all the pictures, you can hear them behind us. They're like, "Hey, take a picture. Hey, make sure you get Chief in there. Make sure you get Chief in there." So it looks like I'm hanging out with
I didn't take no
guys.
pictures. I told them no.
But then they're gonna fucking cheer and fucking yell and clap when I lose. It's just goddamn. It's fucking crazy. Like, how much do you have to think about somebody and hate somebody so much or whatever to go out of your way to shit on them when they lose? And then people all over the internet just people that weren't even there.
Oh, it's bad.
You know what I mean? Just posting up ha ha ha, Chief got his ass beat, or ha, Chief gets beat by some track race or a street race. It's like, dude, I've been beat millions of times by people all over the world. I've been beat by way worse than Vetman. You know what I mean? Like,
I've been beat by Vetman,
but dude,
in a first round cash days.
but Vetman is OG cash
He
days
is.
street racer.
He
So
is.
I don't know how these people can even say, "Oh, you got beat by Vetman track racer," and I'm like, track racer. How's Vetman a track racer? Well, I've been street racing with Vetman
Somebody
since I
called
was
me a
fucking
track racer.
young. Like, so now all of a sudden, if you beat Chief, you're a track racer. But to make me look bad, it's just like, I don't fucking get, man, what the fuck ever. And then, you know,
Vetman was around whenever I started doing this deal.
Yeah, Vetman's been around forever.
He's been around for as long as I can remember.
I've been beat by way worse than Vetman. So how in the fuck are you going to try and make me feel bad?
It's rough.
And
Not just
Shawn Vetman should feel discredited by that. By them.
Yeah, that's the
trying to
thing.
take away something from him.
Vetman was also pissed off. I was talking to Vetman, and he's just like, "Yeah, dude, that's fucked up." He's like, "How are they going to say that I'm some nobody or I'm some track racer and beat you?" He goes, "Bitch, I've been doing this as long as you have." And I'm like, "Exactly." Like, I mean, I'm not even upset.
We didn't say it.
No, I
You
didn't
know,
say
I
the
mean-
shit. You know what I mean? Like, dude, if I'm more proud of the fact that I'm in a cash days enough that I was invited to the cash days and I was fucking there enough and did it enough to get beat by Vetman in the first round. It's like, hey, you know, who did you get beat by in the first round of cash days? Internet guys. Not you. I'm just saying, like, everybody,
nobody.
like all those guys on the internet. Who beat you in the first round of cash days? Oh, that's right.
Yep.
You weren't in it. So maybe you're salty because you weren't in it. I don't know. But it's fucking ridiculous, dude. The cheering and there's so much hate and there's so much happiness to see somebody lose.
Yeah.
That's like the biggest, I don't understand. Even if I fucking don't like somebody, even if I hate somebody. And there was a bunch of people too, like, there was a bunch of people that were happy when the pro went to jail. That fucked with me, man.
That's pretty.
Even
pretty
if
weird.
you don't like somebody, how can you be happy for them to lose, or how can you be happy for them to go to jail, or how can you be happy for them to get their car impounded? Like, there were so many people that was like, ha ha ha, ha, he got his shit impounded. I'm like, the fuck is wrong with you? If anybody from my own crew said some shit like that, I'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I mean, I could be happy if I see somebody lose that I don't like, but I don't ever want to see anybody go to jail or nothing.
Yeah, you might, you might be happy, you might smile a little bit,
Yeah.
but you're not going to
Yeah.
throw it in the person's face over and over again and fucking post it all on the internet, because that just shows how much you follow somebody.
Yep.
If you are going to,
You're a fan.
If you're going to expend your energy to make a negative post about somebody else losing cash days, that's as bad as like.
Oh, I'm not going to make a
talking shit.
post.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's as
No.
bad as like you're basically
Nah.
you're basically an NBA fan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't actually do it. You sit at home and wear the jersey of somebody, and then when some athlete who spends his life doing this and who's good at it loses or stumbles or trips, you're going to post on your Instagram about how bad who's one of the big basketball players
Westbrook.
nowadays, how bad Westbrook sucks.
Yes.
When you couldn't fucking put a basketball in a fucking trash can, you fucking
Yep.
lummox. Like, what, you know, what the fuck? So that's what you become. That's what you are. You know what I mean? And that, it just blows my mind. But yes, like, everybody's talking about the probe and shit, and they're like talking about how shitty he is or whatever. And it's like, dude, me and him have not like gotten along or anything. We've never like been friends. You know, we've never fought or anything, but we've never like been close. But I can promise you, I was the first motherfucker to call the NOLA crew and tell them I got 15 grand in my pocket and I'll dump my car out of my trailer right now. I'll go get him out of jail and I'll go get his car out. No questions asked. You don't owe me. You don't pay me back. Nothing. I'll do it right fucking now because I was out.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? You know what I mean? But it very easily could have been me. And even though all those haters don't believe that I could have went to the final, I could have. You know what I mean? Like,
You know,
Very easily, too.
like, yeah, not as hard as you think it would have been, you know. But I could have went to the final and been in the same situation. And I hope to God, when I'm in that situation, that there are enough people that aren't cheering and jumping up and down happy that I go to jail, that there's somebody that'll come get my ass out of there. Because,
Well, the car first.
yeah, go get
We
the
have
car.
we have a rule.
Yeah, go get the
you
car
know,
first.
you can't get
If
out.
you go to
for-
jail, you get the fucking car out first.
Yeah.
Let me sit there.
Yes.
You get my car out, put it back in its home, and
Yeah,
then when
I can-
everything's fucking good,
Yeah.
I'll sit there for a couple of days. But get my goddamn car out.
Yeah, I can spend some time in jail. I don't want my car in jail.
Be a nice little break for you.
Yeah.
Might get some sleep.
No phone, no haters. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
man, I
Everybody
finally.
there probably like you.
Yeah, I'd
exactly.
I'd detox and get some sleep. You know, what I mean, that'd be good for me.
Hey, honestly, if you went to jail, we'd probably leave you there for a little bit.
Yeah. Hey,
No, come on, guys. I'm telling y'all, it's going to take 5 days. It's going to take 5 days. We'll get him in 5 days.
I'd come out of there looking like I was at a spa.
Yeah,
know
you
what I
would.
mean? I'd be
Just
cleansed.
rejuvenated.
Yeah. Get some decent meals in me.
Oh, wow.
Shit.
A good night's sleep. Be good to go when you
I
got
really,
out.
Yeah, save
I
some
believe
money.
Have a couple new
the
ideas.
outcome on that deal. I think the cops were sitting down there waiting on Dave and Probe to run. They were there already waiting, hiding. They was waiting on them.
Think so?
Yeah, they was going to bust them if they.
Well, if
made
you
it
ask
past.
the 405 haters on the internet,
Ask the interwebs.
we
Oh
called
my
them.
gosh!
Supposedly, we called the cops. Now, they think that we're smart enough. And,
You got that number? Can I get that number from you? The cops?
Yeah, the cops. That's the same number as Discovery.
Oh, is it? Okay,
Yeah.
I hear that a lot too.
Yeah.
Chief
Well,
called
you know, the
Discovery
same
and
number is
said,
one for the cops and 2 for Discovery.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chief called
Yeah,
Discovery.
hashtag
called the-
one
yeah.
for the cops,
Yeah, like-
2 for
And I
Discovery.
had it all set
I know
up.
all the phone numbers. But anyway, supposedly we called the cops so that the probe would get busted. Okay, now, if we were going to do that, why wouldn't we do that before the final?
Or before one of our guys is racing.
Yeah, why wouldn't we? Well,
Don't get Shane, guys.
Well, why would we wait till after one of our guys got beat? You know what I mean? Like, why would we wait till after he got drunk?
You know,
Like,
let's go ahead and
that's-
get this fast car out of the fucking way.
I mean,
You know?
do it earlier. Like,
Yes.
that's so stupid. Like, gee, and then they're like, yeah, but it's awful funny how the probe goes to jail and Shane didn't. No, it's not. The probe can't drive it. The probe after the race has to shut it off.
Yeah, and Shane is a moron and will jump curbs and
Shane
go
has
through fields
Shane
and
has a streetcar that was in drag week. He has a
Yeah.
horn and shit. Like,
Yeah.
he's and Shane is a fucking moron.
yeah, and he put his blinker on and he rolled the fuck out.
exactly.
You know, I
Put
mean,
his blinker on, change lane.
And so you see the probe, it's sitting in the middle of the road. He couldn't go nowhere. You know, I mean, he can't drive the fucking thing.
The
you
rumor
know?
was
So-
that he burned it up on that pass.
Yeah, all I know is that the finish line guy said, because I asked, the finish line guy said the probe wasn't running. Like, so he was coasting with the engine off and stopped. So in order for him to get away, he would have had to stop, start it back up, the whole deal, put it in gear, take off.
Put some fuel in it.
You went clear to the right lane. I watched you. You went.
Yep.
You hit the
s-
brakes, went all the way to the right lane, went around the cops, and kept going.
yeah, and he took that fucking right,
Yeah.
which circled back
Right.
around to his trailer.
I seen the cops in the road before we got to the end, and I was like, "Oh fuck, this is gonna be bad."
Yeah, Shane let
Yeah.
off before then because he saw
they
the
said
cars
that
in the road.
Cisco said he actually saw Shane's brake light, you know, or
Yeah.
the front end nosedive or whatever. And Monty said when they all went to the finish line that he thought both cars were shut off, but Shane when you went by, yours was still running. So the probe had to stop, and you kept going. How is that your fault?
No, you saw the cops, and what
I
happened?
got the fuck out of there.
That's
This
right.
shit is real,
That's
man.
right. I mean, hey, when you see the fucking cops
What's
and you
the
see a
fir-
chance to take a fucking right turn, Clyde,
Right turn.
you know, I mean, take that shit.
What's the first rule of street racing?
Don't go. I mean, I don't go to jail.
Don't admit to street racing.
Yeah, yeah. And if they catch you doing it, what are you going to do?
But how you? But you, yeah. No, I get like if I got to tell
just
somebody,
out driving around.
if I got to tell somebody the cops are here, get the fuck out of there. You shouldn't be there. You know.
Yeah.
So, but like they
mean-
said, I mean, his car was shut off, so there's nothing he could do. He had to stop. I get it.
I seen the video, and then the cop asked him, "Well, did you win?" And he goes, "Yeah." He admitted to street racing right there.
Really?
Yeah, he admitted to street racing right there.
Not
I'd have been
Shane.
like-
He goes, "What are you talking about, man?"
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just driving my car around.
My motor's
No,
over
I've got a Razor in the trailer. I got 2 4-wheelers
Yeah.
in that little
We got
trailer.
2 4-wheelers.
A
We're
race
looking for
car.
some mountains.
Yeah, a race car. You seen my trailer? You can't put a race car in there.
Hell
Yeah.
no. There
Good
ain't
He
job,
loaded
Shane.
that bitch up and rolled out.
like
there.
I've
Hey,
always
before
said.
we got done arguing, I walked back over to the truck and we had parked right next to Shane. Shane's truck and trailer was already gone.
Yeah.
Hey, and I assumed that Barron jumped in it and went to get Shane. No. Shane made it back
No
to the
way, I
spot.
didn't know that.
Loaded his fucking
Allegedly.
car up.
Allegedly.
Yeah,
Not-
allegedly.
not-
This isn't really
allegedly.
happened down in Mexico where we were
This
at.
is a story.
This is just, yeah, this is it. I'm a liar. We all know I'm a liar.
We all know Street Outlaws is fake. So,
So he loads that bitch up, and Phantom said he's sitting in the truck, and he hears Shane yell, "Go, man!" Go!"
That was the coolest shit I ever seen.
hey, and Barron rolls the fuck out. So
Hey.
before his truck even moved, Shane was loaded up in it.
nice job, Shane.
In
Some
the
people
car.
you just don't have to tell them
Yeah.
how to street race.
Hey man, done a long time.
Yeah, you have.
I was out of it for a
That's
long
awesome.
time, but man,
Well, nice job.
Thanks,
You know what I
man.
mean?
You
I
did
appreciate
fucking
it.
good.
job. You did
Thanks
well.
for going to bat for me
You made
too
it.
at the end.
You made it.
We knew
through-
you was gonna do good.
Yeah, no, we
You know.
picked you to win the whole thing.
Yeah,
from the
we
beginning.
knew. We knew. We was like, if anybody's got a chance, it's fucking
Yeah.
Shane, guys.
You were the long shot, but we took it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did well. We're really proud of you.
Plus,
for
you
that.
took care of all those guys that beat us.
And you went to the final in your fucking first cash days. How cool
Yeah.
is
First
that, man?
cash
Yeah.
days, one crew member, go-kart, enclosed trailer.
Yeah.
I mean, I look at this motherfucker before the race, man, and he's out there putting air in the tires, man, and he's got the coolest fucking air tank I've ever seen in my life. I don't know what the fuck it is, man. It's about this big, about like this. It looks like a propane tank, is what it looks like.
Well, me and my crew thought it was a good idea to put Q16 in my car.
I saw all that.
So before first round, we run my car on M5. There's only one other guy out there that runs his, that's dumb enough to run his car on M5, and that's Shane. So we fill my car up with Q16. It won't run where the fuck. We can't figure it out. Finally, we're
which
like, oh my
turns
God.
out you should have ran it on.
Yeah, it killed just
Yeah.
enough power. I probably should have ran on that. So I
We
would've
were
smoked
right
the
down
tires.
there.
Yeah.
But we realized that we put Q16 in the car. We're fixing to go up for first round. We dump all the Q16 out. We look in the trailer. We filled the trailer with Q16. So we only had like 4 gallons of M5 that was just left in the trailer from the last time we went out. And I was like, God, we are so fucked. And I'm thinking to myself, who's here? Shane. Shane has M5. He's not going to fucking win anyway. Like, go get all of
He
Shane's
ain't
fuel.
gonna need that
Yeah.
shit.
Go get
Tell him to pump out what's in his fucking car. You know he's got a 15-gallon cell.
Go get all of Shane's fuel. He doesn't fucking need it. He's going home after first round anyway. And then here I am.
Giving it back to him after first round.
And telling
Because I'm gonna need that. fuel.
yeah, and then telling him, hey, and then I'm telling him, hey, sorry about that, man. Sorry, I wasted all
and
your fuel,
and
man.
then he comes over and says, "Hey, you still got
gonna-
that fuel? I'm gonna need that."
Yeah, he is. 'Cause
After
he's
we were
going
loading
on,
up.
yeah. Ugh.
Wow.
Nice job, Shane.
Hey,
Thanks,
just
man.
goes to show you. How,
That's what I've
how,
always
how
said,
he
though.
can fucking how he made so much out of so little.
Hey, no, he did.
I mean,
He willed that.
I
He willed
watched
that.
his whole fucking program over there because, like I told a bunch of
Well, yeah,
people,
you were
they
trying
were
to get
like,
some pointers.
yeah, they were like, hey, get in there and help him back up. Fuck you. I'm not fucking with anything
A lot
he's
of
got
people have
going
said
on
that.
right now because whatever they have, I'm not going to be the guy who steps in while he's in the finals and try to change up his program because
Yes.
obviously his program was more on point than either one of ours because he had made it to the finals. So I'm watching his program and I'm just like, I don't know how he does it, man. He's got fucking literally nothing over here, but he had everything he needed to get himself to the finals. You know, so I mean, my hat's off to you, dude. I'm proud of you.
Had one guy, Baron, help me. Man, I called him up, said, man, I need you at cash days. And he said, I'll be there.
He said,
Nope.
"Fuck yeah."
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, hey, I mean, you know,
And
you guys did your shit, and you guys worked good together. You did everything. I mean, you made it happen. You went to the fucking final, man, for the 405. You know what I mean? Like, that's really, in the end, that's what matters. Is we want someone from the 405 to represent,
Yep.
and you did. You went to the final, and the way the cards fell, you know, we could have went to another road on that rerun, and you could have fucking stomped that probe. I mean, dude, that's just the way shit. That's cash days, though.
Yeah,
We've
it's cash
always
days.
said, like, doesn't matter how fast you are, doesn't matter how good you are, doesn't matter how much money you have.
I mean, all that stuff helps,
It
but
does, but
But-
550 ST
but
in
at
the
the
class.
but at the end of the night, it's just your night or it ain't.
yep,
You know what I mean? And like I've always said, though, winning is relative.
it
The
is.
probe may have got to the finish line first, but who made it home first?
Yep.
man,
and
With half the money.
and you still have your money, you still have your car,
I didn't win. He didn't win. But
Right.
in my heart, I won.
right? You could go on. You were ready to go on. You
Yep.
were able to make the call.
Yeah,
for
you was ready to make
for the
another
rerun.
round.
And I didn't go to jail.
Yes. So, and you went to fucking final on your first. It's badass, man. Congrats.
Yep.
We're real
Thanks.
proud of you for sure. And you know this, you were in a weird spot with us
Yes.
recently.
Yeah.
Because
Have been.
you made some weird decisions with your car and you got knocked off the list, and getting back on the list, you know.
He didn't really want on the list.
You didn't really seem like you wanted on the list. You weren't street racing. You weren't.
I was really
trying.
disappointed in him.
You know, I kept telling him, I'm going to go out on the street, make some fucking hits, and show me that you want it.
Well, man,
And he
hey,
never did. And then
he texted
then
me
he came, and I gave him a shot, and he came and showed up.
and then didn't want it.
and it hasn't aired yet, but he came and showed up to get on the list, and him and Reaper were both there, and they were like, hey, we just think that y'all should race, and then whoever wins gets a shot at the list. And he goes,
Yeah,
I'm
he can
all right.
go ahead.
He can go ahead. Well, that shows me you don't fucking want it, so why the fuck would we have you out there? So it was weird, and so then you got kind of down, and you asked me, so am I just fucked or what? You know, like, am I going to ever get a shot on the list again? I'm like, dude, go out and fucking show me you want it. Go street race. Go kick somebody's ass. Go
That's
test.
what I tell him every fucking time
And
he
like
asks
I've
me.
told everybody, look, if your shit's fast on the street
And you're out
there fucking beating it up and kicking ass and testing, you won't have to call me and you won't have to. I'll be finding you to get you on our list. So people don't understand that. They think that they just come out there and beg and beg and beg to get let on.
Yep.
Look, man, go out there and show me that you need to be on our list because you're a badass. And then
Cash
out of
days.
nowhere, you totally redeem yourself.
And now I feel like a few more of those, and you might get another shot at the list.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate
you do.
it.
Yeah, we'll see how the next
I
one
mean,
goes.
you didn't win it.
No,
No, I
Why
didn't.
didn't you fucking win?
If you'd have won the deal, you'd have been a
Technically,
shoo-in.
I won by technicality.
Yeah. So, I mean, it really did. It goes a long way because you didn't beg and plead to get in it with me. You didn't have to have any special opportunities. You didn't have to have
Took your
any special
fucking
favors.
car
You
and
went out
showed up,
there,
and there was a spot
You
open.
took your car. You showed up at the spot, and you were ready with your car. And the spot opened up. You fucking seized it, and then you made the best of it. You weren't even on the list. You were an alternate for an alternate. You weren't even on the alternate list. You weren't even on the
I was
alternate
like-
list.
Like,
No.
He just showed up
He
as a spectator
he
with
showed
his truck
up,
and
and
trailer.
I walked up to him. The first thing I said was, "Did you bring your car?" And he goes, "Yeah, I brought it, man."
Man.
You know, and I was like, "Okay, yeah, you never know."
But you bring your car, you show up, you're standing there, and the opportunity happens. You took it, and you went to the fucking final. Dude, that is a Cinderella story.
Yeah, it turns out he should have had my spot.
It's a Cinderella story. He goes all the way to the top.
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
wasn't.
it turns
I can
out,
tell you right
turns
now,
out you should have got my spot.
nothing was handed to me. I didn't get no buy runs or
No
nothing.
doubt about it. You didn't get.
No, you raced for every one
earned-
of them.
Every one
You
of
beat
them.
the guy that beat me. You beat the guy that beat Shawn.
No.
No.
No, you didn't race. John Doe beat me.
Yeah, no,
And
I
then
didn't race
Dave
John
beat.
Doe.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Dave took care of that
Dave
for me.
took care of that
Dave
for you.
took care of that.
But you, I mean, you kicked ass, man. You did well. Congrats for sure.
Yeah, thanks.
And I feel like, and like I've told everybody else, season 10, you know, if
Look
you
out
want
for
it,
Shane.
if you want it, you have your call out on the list whenever you want it. And I'm not gonna make you race somebody to get on or none of that. You just come out there and start moving your way up the list. You know. You've proven
car's fast.
You've proven that you're street too, and that's the other thing. You know, a lot of us may have lost the first round of cash days, but guess what we did that
We
people
was
can't
there.
talk shit about. We street raced illegally in 2017. Last weekend, I street raced illegally, allegedly, illegally. I may have got beat, but I fucking street raced illegally in 2017 with no cops there, no fucking people holding my hand, no fucking stupid TV show or none, no paramedics or none of that there. When was the last time you street raced? You know what I mean? When was the last time you actually street? Not just to get in cash days, not just to get in a race, not just to make a video, not just to fucking be in a no prep. When's the last time you actually went out and street raced somebody for money? Because we did it last weekend. All of
Yep.
us.
we did.
We're all the same, Shane. Even though you went to the final, we're all the same.
Yeah. And we're going to let you walk around for a couple more weeks with your chest bowed out, you
Yeah.
know, and be cocky, and pretty much you can say whatever you want, you know.
Yeah.
For a little bit.
You earned
I
that.
went to the finals.
I know you did.
You
did.
earned that. You earned
Yeah.
that.
That's why I was telling Chief the other day. Remember that time that Shane and Barron went to the finals in their first cash days?
But this is
and we
street
went out
racing.
first round.
This is street racing. This was what's great about street racing. There's another big race next weekend.
Yep.
And after that one, there's another one.
Yep.
So if you get beat in this
You're as
one,
good
you
as
get
your
beat in
last
that- You're
race.
as good as your last race. You get beat in this one, you get beat in the next one, whatever. There's another one. That's the cool thing about it, and that's why the show is so successful, and that's why everybody's so into it, is because there's always a big race next weekend.
And that's why I've won so many street races.
Because you've been in them.
Because
Been in
my
'em.
fucking name's in the hat
Show
every
up.
fucking
And
one
Dave,
of them.
Show
everybody
up.
says Dave's super lucky. Dave's there.
Yep.
You can't win a fucking thing if your name ain't in the hat. I promise you.
Yep.
You can lose, but there is no chance for you to win.
Nope.
From
You can't-
Instagram.
You can't win if you don't show up, and you can't win if you can't pass tech.
Nope. You can talk a bunch of shit about all the guys that lose, but you'll never win a fucking thing from Instagram.
Nope.
with your tapping thumbs on your fucking iPhone ain't gonna get you nowhere in the real world. All it's gonna do is show everybody that you're talking about me. You know what I mean? You're on your Instagram talking about me. You should be talking about you, but guess what? You ain't doing
talking
it.
about fucking what you did this last weekend.
But what you did this last weekend was tap them ugly thumbs on that fucking iPhone
I do want to
6.
apologize to the kid at the convenience store that was following us to the next spot. And
He's got some shout outs here, guys.
What'd you
Sorry
do?
about
Go
that.
ahead, Shane.
They asked me where we was going. I told him I didn't know, and I
Well-
wasn't going to tell him because I was tired of the spectators. They was running us off.
They're ruining your race.
Yeah. I'm
You
there
had a
to
job
win.
to do.
I'm there to win that motherfucker.
Yeah, I know. You were there to win.
We saw that.
Yeah, and me and Sean
We
were
saw.
spectators in your way.
Yeah, we were parking right up front and
When
shit.
Lippy said, "Oh, you fucking spectators, go home," I thought, is he talking about me or not?
I was like, I'd really like to
I'd
watch
really
Shane
like to-
make this last
I'd really like to watch Limpy. If I could stay, please, I'll park out of the way. I'll stay
Yeah.
low.
Man, there was
Yeah.
one lady that really got underneath my skin. She messaged me on my personal Facebook and said that I was a sorry piece of shit for not helping them get the probe out.
You were?
Yeah.
I'm not
It's
helping
not-
him get it to probe out of jail.
Yeah. I said, it's not my responsibility.
No,
it's
it's
his
not.
crew's
Right.
responsibility to get him out.
Yeah.
You're still,
My crew would have done the same for
you're
me.
still in the race.
Yeah, it
was
it made me
probably-
mad.
Well,
you know.
and plus, man, I mean, look at the shit that you're working with compared to everybody else that was there, man. I'm not saying that it's dire straits or nothing, but you needed that fucking
Yeah,
money.
no, Shane can't
You
afford to
take
get
that
anybody out
goddamn
of
money
jail.
and you fucking
Fucking
do whatever
run.
you want. I told you that. I said, I don't give a fuck what happens, Shane. If they give you some money, you put it in your fucking pocket and you take it home.
Yeah,
you know,
look,
I mean, you need that fucking
let's
money.
Be honest, Shane
yeah.
can't afford to get himself out of jail, much
Yeah.
less anybody
No,
else.
no.
So
If Shane went to jail, we'd be getting him out of
if
jail.
Shane's going to offer to get anybody to jail, it's going to be after they already got him out. Hey, man, if you need some help, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, don't stretch yourself out just because somebody on the internet says
Nope.
you're a dirtbag.
You take
Trust
that
me.
fucking money and you roll.
Trust me.
And that's what I
People
told you.
say I'm a dirtbag every second on the internet.
Yep.
And
I'm going to say it later on today.
yeah,
probably.
I mean, you know, I'm actually going to admit to it. Whatever. But I can promise you, I was going to get the probe out.
I
You
know.
what I mean? Now,
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know
no,
that.
but it's because I had 15
Yeah.
grand in my pocket to lose. I had
And
already
you,
lost.
and you
know,
wanted to race.
You know what I mean? And I was out, and I wanted the race to go down, and I wanted to, I wanted the shit to be right, and I had the means at the time to help the dude. Now, if I didn't have the money in my pocket, I wouldn't have called nobody. I wouldn't have said, "Hey, I'll help him get out," because I wouldn't have been able to. But at the time, I had the means to do so, and I felt like if that opportunity ever comes up, someone would help me. But I think it would just be maybe the people in this room. I don't really have very many people that help, and certainly Instagram wouldn't have helped me.
No.
They'd have been posting
No.
how happy they were I was in jail.
Yeah, no, he's still there, guys.
Still there.
It's been a week now. He's still there.
Could have been a picture of you in your red hat behind the
Yeah.
bars and
Take
shit.
that,
Yep.
street racer. Ha, you dirtbag.
No, it's track racer. Let's call us track racers.
Yeah. Well, no, anybody that beats me is a track racer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, whatever. I don't
It was a good time for sure, and I got a little bit of the driving from spot to spot around
Yeah.
Dallas Fort Worth, and it felt a little bit like home, like it used to back in the
It's just-
day.
I'm not used to coming back the second day as a loser, though.
Oh, I've done it
Because
before.
when I lost in cash days, it was a one-day deal.
Oh.
So that whole losing first round, then coming back second day with the truck and trailer
I've
and
done it a
everything.
couple times.
Man, that's rough, brother.
Yes.
That is rough.
I've done it a couple times, and like you said, you lost first round to Vetman. I've raced Vetman first round in 2 different cash days. I won one, and he won one. So
I had a
it's
rental
It's part of it.
that I was driving around looking at spots and shit. And so the second day, I was like, I'm just going to take the rental. I ain't taking my truck and trailer around
did?
looking like a loser. No. Well, hang on. I was going to take the rental out and just watch.
Yeah.
And just be like, hey,
That's
I'm
what
just
I
here to
did.
watch. Well, but then, of course, JJ calls and he's like, hey, we going over to this spot and we're going to, and he's out and I'm out and all these other guys are out. Well, they're all going to this spot and they're going to
Yeah,
race.
I heard him.
And I was like, fuck. He goes, bring your car. I was like, man, I ain't got no fuel, JJ. He goes, I didn't ask you to bring any fuel, motherfucker. I said, bring your car. I was like, okay. So I took my car and we went over there and they were fucking racing. And so I start looking at the cars, start looking at the fuel situation. I'm like, all right, we're going to call somebody out and make a hit. We're going to do some grudge racing. But then the cash days thing went, it just spot to spot. Before you know it, it's 5 in the morning.
Yep.
There's no grudge racing
Yeah.
to be had. But I did get to watch JJ and Ronnie Pace race. That was pretty cool.
I wish I'd have seen it. I would have been there if I would have known, but
And then fucking JJ called out Kai at that spot. And this is like an hour before Cash Day's meeting was going
Yeah,
on the second night.
I heard y'all.
And he calls out Kai. Kai's standing there. Kai's trailer door's down. and he calls out Kai, and I wasn't there to hear the reason why Kai.
Said nah.
Yeah, Kai turned the deal down, but JJ told him any amount of money he wanted, and he had the back tire. If
He gave him the back tire
for any amount of money we wanted right then and there on that spot before we go to the meeting spot, and Kai Kelly wouldn't do it, and I was like, whoa. And I don't know. I heard some rumors that he wanted to go to a different spot or he didn't want to race JJ on that spot or whatever, but
damn,
I was just like, for any amount of money, you got the back tire from JJ, man, that's tough to turn down, I believe. So,
yeah.
But I mean, they didn't do it, so I don't know. I don't really know what all the reasoning there for it was, but I do know that I was like, God damn, JJ's got some fucking balls. Any amount of money and you got the back tire, that's rough. Especially when you're sitting there with your trailer door down and your race car and you're on the spot.
Yeah.
Like all you got to do is back that bitch out and put it in the street, and you get the back tire. Whew.
It made him look silly.
That's tough. And that may have been what JJ was trying to do, was just, make him look silly. But it sounded like JJ trying to race.
Well, I guarantee you Kai didn't say yes and then JJ backed down.
No.
I'll promise you that didn't happen.
JJ's car was already unloaded. It was ready.
JJ was trying to race, but in the process, he made Kai look
Yeah, he was trying to race, but in the process, he may have made Kai look stupid. But so
I don't know. It was a good time, though.
Yeah,
It always is, no matter what happens. It sucks so bad fucking following around being a spectator the second night. But
yes,
you know what it is, man. It's part of it.
It sucks, though. But like I said, I woke up Friday morning having never have won a cash days. I've went my whole life and been in all those cash days and raced all those fast motherfuckers and made all this money street racing. I ain't never won a cash days.
Nah, me neither.
And I woke up Saturday morning, I still never won a cash days.
Yep.
And today, same. So, whatever. It didn't change my life any.
Yep. Me either.
Yeah.
I was upset about it, and then I thought, you know what? Fuck it,
There's
man.
going to be another cash days next year.
We could have went out and we could have banked on fucking being a piece of shit road, and we could have changed our cars all up, put some bite in them, and probably made it down that road. But we didn't.
But we may still not have. You know what I mean?
No, I know. That's just a chance you take.
Yeah, that's the chance you take. But I do know this. There's another race this weekend, and there's another race next weekend, and we just keep doing right what we do. And then whenever we win, all those people that hate us won't post anything, just like they normally do.
Yep.
They'll just be quiet until we lose again, and all of a sudden they'll come out of the woodwork. You suck.
And I'm gonna go, yep.
Yeah. So anyway, all right.
I'm done. I think I'm done. Yeah, it's
done.
been a minute.
Shane, anything you want to say?
Just
Any shout outs or anything like that?
No, I just want to tell the Bird Boys I'm glad they got out of jail and got the car back.
Yeah.
Right on.
Man.
No thanks to you, dickhead. No, I'm kidding.
Somebody just handed you all that fucking money. You took it home and did whatever with it.
I ran from them. I skipped out.
I do feel like that we need to come up with something as a team of street racers in a cash days like that says, hey, look, if somebody does go to jail in this thing, we put in $500 to the pot, right? But I think that there should be 100 or 200 of that from every racer should be a fucking just in case fund. You know what I mean? So you put 500 in the pot. If nobody goes to jail, then the winner gets all the money. But if somebody goes to jail, you take 100 that they put in from each racer and put it towards getting him out. Like the firefighters. The firefighters do that.
Yeah,
not
fill
for
the boot.
jail though.
Yeah,
they don't really do it for jail or
fill
illegal
the
street
boot.
racing. Yeah, they don't do it for jail or illegal street racing, but they do it for other
They
stuff.
do it for other reasons.
They do it for like getting burnt and stuff.
I think any way you look at it, it's a good cause.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. And we could stand out there with our helmets
in
the intersections
and fill the helmet.
Take money for Jerry Burns.
Oh, man.
Yep.
After
the
this
shitty thing is I don't trust any of them motherfuckers. You be putting it all in your pocket.
Hey,
all I got today was 30. I got $30.
Count is what I say it is.
Now that their cash days is over, I think me and you should get together and do a cash days. Let's do a real cash days.
Who should?
Me and you. Let's put it together. Me and you run it.
Shane's putting on cash
Shane's
days.
putting on a cash days now?
Me and your assistant?
Me and you. No,
I think we should put
run
on
it.
cash days. I think you should race in it, Dick. You don't need to run it.
No,
don't worry.
Sean,
we're gonna
if
put
we
on,
run it, if we run a cash days, we can't race in it because it's just that's bias.
You can't.
It's
if there's
bias.
a cash days, I'm running in it.
I know he is.
No.
Yeah.
Don't worry. We're gonna put something together. We're gonna do something. We're gonna do a cash days here in Oklahoma City at some point, allegedly.
Yep. Allegedly.
But unfortunately though, in Oklahoma City, The spots are weird and things are different.
And not to mention, you don't fucking go, well, let's try another one. Well, let's try another one. Well, let's try another one like we did all fucking Saturday night.
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't have that. They have so many good spots.
So many.
But we've got them done.
Yep.
We've got them done before.
Yeah,
and
I don't know how.
I feel like it's about time we try again. But we're going to let this cash days thing cool down a little bit. I don't want to do it so close because it'll take away
close.
from what already happened. But
Yep.
But yeah, we usually do ours anyway, and in the winter, getting close to winter. So in the fall, you never know.
Yeah, about state fair time.
You never know. You never know when we'll do that.
All right.
Never
Well,
All right.
I'm over it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm over it. Well, thanks for coming, Shane.
I said my piece, so
Yep.
I don't have nothing against the guys, and
Well, let me know when you're gonna put on a cash day.
I hope they don't.
All right. That's
hope they don't have nothing against
He
me.
goes to the final in one cash days. Now he's a goddamn limpy.
Yep.
Now he's big.
No, me and you.
And we'll let me help
run
him.
it. I help you.
Him and Bert can run that fucking deal. I
Like
promise
limpy
you.
and boosted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so what? Wait a
Me and
minute.
you.
Which one?
What the
That's
fuck?
fucked up, dude.
I'm not even gonna respond to that. We're out.
Yeah.
right.
See
Later.
you next Tuesday.